back in. You're traveling south on that large underwater lake. We had or you have quite a battle behind you, and you were hesitant to go the other direction, which you've realized would force you to go through that room of the weird meditating Halti Kalini. And in an effort to avoid a confrontation there, because they were clearly not happy to have you join their party, you tried it on the other side of this complex, which went well so far. But at the end of last session, you had made it into that little channel um, when a large dark shape started appearing nearby, and four giant tentacle like appendages started splashing out of the water and flailing around, and you realize that you are facing a huge aquatic creature that has chosen you as its next meal. So, with that in mind, let's go into the encounter. I have all of your initiatives here from last time, and we can go right into it. Okay. So, the creature is an ambush hunter, and as such, it has a bonus here. Um, and hang on. Okay, and I'm going to say it basically used its ambush hunting ability, which allows it to move up to its swim speed plus 10 feet and start making strikes. Okay, and it's slashing out with its tentacles, and they're all kind of like flailing around. It almost looks like it's not really having control over them as they just lash out all around you. And each one of you is gonna get one of these attacks, which are gonna be resolved at full bonus. So let's start with Soma. Targeting you. Here we go. Tentacle.
Oh
38
boy.
is a critical hit just to get started.
Maybe I can. No, you know what? I don't think I can. Wouldn't double it because there's nowhere to be teleported.
Right. So we're starting with 50 hit points as one of those tentacles just almost knocks you unconscious straight up. Um, you are also, hang on. Yes. Without the creature requiring an action, you are being grabbed right away.
Oh.
Oh, hang on. No, sorry. I need to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, that's not quite right. So it doesn't take an action, it gets a free grapple check. So it actually fails
Ooh.
that. No, wait, I
Wow.
rolled a Soma, but I rolled a
Still
one.
a
So
one.
it actually fails to latch on, hold on to you. Maybe it almost knocks you off the boat, and it didn't thought or it wasn't prepared for that, so you luck out on this one. Okay, next is gonna be Sandy getting mobile critical miss. And then we're gonna have Bark regular hit by a hair's breadth, 27
Oh.
points of damage, and it tries to grab you with its tentacle, which
Your
it
target Ottardo.
I targeted Ottardo.
Yeah. For on Sandy.
Oh, wait, why is that the case? Oh, instead of Sandy. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just going around. So Ottardo, you lucked out on this one. Um. Oh, but I see what you're saying. I used Ottardo to grapple. Anyway, it's a success given the base roll, and Bark is grabbed. And next up, we're gonna have Sandy getting targeted with a tentacle. He is hit. He takes 25 points of damage. And will he be grabbed? Grapple? Yes, indeed. He is not just grabbed, but actually restrained as the tentacle quickly wraps itself around him, giving him hardly enough room to breathe. And then it is Sandy's turn. He is wrapped up in that weird frog tentacle. So the only thing really that he can do, being restrained, is to try to escape. And he's going to try to do that using probably athletics, I'm assuming, is his best bet. Yeah. 20 is not going to cut it, I assume. Yeah, not by a long shot. So he's going to try to do that again. Can I target the thing? And then we'll try to escape again. Critical fails. What is in that case? You don't get free and you can't attempt to escape again until your next turn. So with his last attempt, well, he is immobilized, so he can't move. He's really just kind of SOL. So he struggles to make anything happen. Soma, your turn.
Well, Soma is also in. So I'm not restrained, so I'll take that off, right?
What's that?
I mean, I'm still grabbed by the effect, so I take it off, right?
I'm not sure what you're saying. What?
Yeah, Soma wasn't grabbed, but the effect is applied.
Oh, yeah, you can remove that.
All right. So, but well, Soma still doesn't feel very good, so she will start with laying on protection on the first defense on everyone and lingering inspire defense. Okay, that beats the DC, so inspire defense lasts 3 rounds.
All right. So here, and then edit it to be 3 rounds, you say?
Yeah. And with her next 2 actions, she will cast Mirror Image on herself.
All right. Let me see if there's triggers anything. No, you're good. Okay, so that's your turn. And then it's Ottardo.
I would assume that Ottardo has no weapons out as we were rowing. Which means he'll try to. Can he try to pull the tentacle off Andy, or would that be just an aid?
I mean, I think that is how you aid. Trying to pull it off. Or do you have anything specific in mind?
No. Well, I guess he will attempt that.
I believe you roll when the time comes. You're just ready to aid, basically.
Oh, right. So that will be 2 actions, and with his remaining action, he is going to draw his shield. And that's it.
Is it 2 actions? Because you're readying is probably what you're saying,
No,
right?
hold on. I
What was
think
your
so, yeah.
first action?
Aid, let me check. Aid.
To use this reaction, you must first prepare to help, usually by using an action during your turn.
Okay. Okay, so I thought it was like ready in an action.
No, it's a little weird. It's an action you take that gives you the reaction aid. So
Okay.
yeah. So you
So this
still have
means he has 2 left. I would spend both to draw and then attack. He's
yeah, I think we're breaking up there a little bit, but I believe it's possible.
okay. That should be it for Ottardo.
No, sorry, that I didn't understand. I thought you said you wanted to attack. Can you
No, no.
count through your actions again?
So for breaking free of the grapple for Andy.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you hear
you're not
me?
coming through. So
Ah,
it's 1 action to prepare the aid. It's 1 action to take out your weapon, and that leaves you with 1 weapon, 1 action. Okay, got it. All right. So that's your turn, Bark.
Grappled. I'm going to I'm going to spend 1 action to draw out well, no, actually, here's what I'll do. I'll spend 1 action to command Stick to administer a potion. So he's going to use his actions to draw out one of my healing potions or my extracts and then deliver it to Souma. So she's going to get a where the heck is it? Elixir of Life.
I think.
29 points of healing back. And then I'm gonna try to struggle in the grip of this thing, because who knows? What kind of check is that?
An escape.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you hover over your grab condition, there should be. No, I guess not.
I've got escape right here, I think.
Okay, good. Yeah, and if you target the frog hemoth, you get the right at DC.
Right. And then it's either your unarmed attack modifier, or your athletics or acrobatics. Let me double check. Athletics is 12. Acrobatics is 14. I think that's my best bet. Well, it's all +4. Okay, it's +14 no matter what, so I'm just going to roll the strike. I mean, that's it's comparing it to its AC. I don't know what I actually have to do, but
okay. Oh, gotcha. So against the DC of the effect, so that would make it also an athletics DC, I would say. So yeah, it's a miss.
Okay. So that's an action, and last action, I guess, will be to raise shield.
Okay. Okay. So that ends the froggy myth's turn. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so the first thing it does is that it's going to try to transfer essentially Sandy to its jaws, into its mouth. And so it's like with that tentacle The head is popping up out of the water with a big splash that like starts to topple your boats, and that weird looking mouth of that creature opens up, looking somewhat like a blobfish basically, but with the shark's teeth, and it starts pulling and tugging on Sandy to move him into its jaw, which it succeeds, or at least it succeeds to bite. See the damage here. It's 30 points of damage for poor Sandy. And then I guess to transfer it, that would make it another grapple check, so it'll try that. And that's so annoying that it uses the wrong character all the time. Grapple. It's a success. Okay, so it moves Sandy now into its jaw. It has Sandy grappled in its jaw. And I believe that was a free action because of its improved grab ability. Yes. So that's good. That was one action for it. And now with another action, it's going to attempt to swallow him whole.
Before you go on, I think Sam was saying that he's reducing the damage.
I thought he used to grab DR11 to Sandy. Yes, okay. And I would assume also takes his attack. Oh, no, you don't have a weapon out. You only have the shield out, I think. Yeah. Reduces the grab DR11. Okay, so we're going to get 28, and 11 of those are... All right, I just add 11. That's easy enough. Okay. So now, its mouth opens wide. It bites Sandy, pulls on him, and starts like wrapping its weird lips around him, feeding him in with its long tongue that is covered in barbs, and it starts to swallow him. If the creature is smaller than the maximum, the monster can usually swallow more creatures. The monster attempts an athletics check opposed by the grabbed creature's reflex DC. Okay, let's see that. Athletics. Okay, that's not great. If it succeeds, it swallows the creature. Hump. The monster's mouth or jaws no longer grab a creature it has swallowed, so the monster is free to use them to strike or grab once again. Monster can't attack creatures. The swallowed creature is grabbed, slowed, 1. Okay, so it's no longer restrained, so that's actually good. So yay for Sandy.
That's what I've been saying. Like, I mean, we got it right where we need it. Yeah.
Come on. There's Sandy. So no longer restrained, but instead grabbed and slowed 1. And has to hold its breath or start suffocating. Swallowed creature takes a listed amount of damage when first swallowed and at the end of each turn. So let's take a look at the damage.
Oh wait, that sounds good.
All of that process, so that is 21 points. And 19 of those come through. At the end of each of its turns while it's still swallowed. If the victim escaped... Oh, I see. I can actually give it swallow whole thing. There we go. Okay. So that will take care also of the... Oh, nice. It even counts down the rounds and everything. Great. Okay. So far, so good. That's its turn. And then it's Sandy's turn. Unfortunately for Sandy, I believe he only has bludgeoning weapons. Doesn't have any slashing weapons whatsoever. So what is then left for him to do? Swallowed creature takes a listed amount of damage when first and at the end of each of its turn. If the victim escapes this ability's grab condition, it exits through the monster's mouth. Okay. So, Sandy, that's what you're going to do. You're going to try, you see it, maybe you hear him yell and curse deep inside that froggy myth, and he's going to try to escape. using athletics. Fails to do so, which means a crit fails, which means he can't try again.
Maybe it's time for a hero point.
That might be a good idea. Okay, so that's just a regular failure. Can attack with weapons of light bulk or less. I think that his big striking maul is probably not light bulk. Is that correct? That is bulk 2. So I guess that leaves him to try to do unarmed attack damage. Or try again to escape. I guess he's just gonna have to hope for that 20. So let's try that again. Where's the escape? Athletics. And there's the crit fail, so that ends it for him in terms of escape attempts, and then he can do a feeble unarmed attack, which fails. And then it's Souma's turn. Not good.
Not good at all. Sorry, I was going to say that it would be amazing to attack him, but well, yeah. That never mind. Let's attack it. For her first 2 actions, Souma will start casting a spell. She will stick like administered potion for her, so she like keeps like a vial in her teeth and spits it at the froggy moth by using telekinetic projectile. Damn it. Well, that's not good at all. I still have 1 action left. I will try to battle medicine myself into a better shape.
Alright. You might want to consider that for a hero point too. The telekinetic projectile.
Well, it's 11. I mean, well, let's try it.
I mean, I'm not talking you into it. I'm just pointing it out.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a fight where we would need our hero points one way or another. Oh, would you look at that?
That was well spent. Let's see that damage.
Well, damage is not as cool, but it will be 30 at least.
But that's the regular damage, right?
Yeah, so it will be doubled.
It'll be double, and what kind of damage is it? It's piercing damage?
Piercing, yes, I picked piercing. Because, I mean, I am spitting a glass vial at it.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so you just hurl, I don't know what it is, maybe stalactites that you rip out of.
I intended to spit an empty potion vial at it.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so shards of that empty potion vial fly out and hit the slimy frog-like creature, and as all of those shards like cut through its skin like paper, its big like sack-like belly ruptures.
Oh wow.
And if the monster takes piercing or slashing damage equaling or exceeding the listed rupture value, which is 24, a creature that gets the swallowed creature cuts itself free. So you see, like, you rip this open. There's like, there's all of this acid and goo spilling out, and then Sandy just pops his head out of there and quickly frees itself, pulling himself out of that weird amphibian. I'm just gonna put him over here. Cutting himself free, can immediately breathe and exits the swallowing monster's space. So that's where he goes. But the thing is still alive, though, so it is going to take that damage. Actually, twice, because it's double. Here we go.
Yeah, that's quite a mental
spectacular.
Yeah.
That you get your hero point back, because that was extremely timely. Alright, Sandy splashing in the water, panicking a little bit, covered in frog behemoth goo, but alive. Ottardo.
Wait a second. I mean,
You have an action left.
I have an action left. Maybe I will try to battle medicine Sandy then, because he seems to be in more need of it at the moment.
Okay. So you quickly reach out over the edge of your boat, trying to pull him in.
Yes.
And treat the worst of his wounds, kind of hanging out of your boat. All right, Ottardo.
This does not look good. But Sandy's still in the water. Trying to think here. I think Ottardo wants to use his shield to start paddling away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's actions for that, or would you just...
What is it that you're exactly trying to do? Battling away is what you said? Paddling away. Gotcha. Yes. I guess steering a boat. What would that be? Give me a second here. Because normally you wouldn't have to make a check, obviously, but given that you're under a lot of distress here, I think it's appropriate to make an appropriate check. Where's the drive skill when you need it? Long time ago. Let's just make it an athletics roll. All right. So you start painfully slowly, but you do start backing away from that creature, leaving Soma in her boat and Sandy in the water behind. And then with your third action, you want to... No, wait, that's your second action now, right? Is preparing to aid Bark.
Yeah, what would happen to Bark since he's grappled? Would he go with the boat, or...
Yeah, I
stay
think,
where he
I mean,
was?
it's not yet dragging on you. It's just kind of, you know, if you manage to be moved away, but on its turn, it might just yank you back.
Okay.
Sam, any more actions? Okay. Okay. All right. Draw a weapon. Bark.
Yeah, I think Bark is going to spend one action, once again ordering Stick to administer potions. He's gonna give it to, well, who's... I guess Soma is probably lower on hit points, but also she's got the mirror image up. Sorry, I can't see where I'm at comparatively. I guess I'm okay. All right. I think I've got the reach to do it. Oh no, I don't have the reach from here. Then I'll just give it to Soma. She'll get an additional... Come on. Go. An additional 31 back.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to use 2 actions to cast. And this better not fizzle on me, or it's going to be really bad. Mantle of the Unwavering Heart. I have to make the flat check. which I succeed at. And I'm going to choose once again Towering Trunk and Evergreen Vitality. So I become large sized. I imagine, slip off the boat at this point.
I would think so.
I'm just going to put the effects of the enlarged spell on me since that is the same. And then I'm going to also gain that fast healing from the other part of it.
Okay.
When does fast healing kick in? Is it at the start of a turn?
I believe it's at the top of your turn, yeah.
Okay. So that's it for me.
Okay. The froghemoth, like roaring in pain after being brutally slashed open, it flails around with its tentacles one more time, knocking harshly against the boat, releasing its grip on Bark, and slamming against the boat that now only Ottardo is in. Both Souma and Ottardo, I'm going to need you to make reflex saves.
With a prompt?
Nope, just roll them straight up. Okay, let me double check. Didn't expect you to roll that high. But given its strength, where is it? Okay. Soma, you managed to keep your footing on the boat. Ottardo, you're getting caught on the wrong foot, and you fall over the side of the boat, splashing into the water as well. But then the creature disappears in the murky green, oozy water that starts reaping in through the noses and through your mouths, Bark, Ottardo, Sandy. And I'm going to need all of you, or all three of you, to make the following check. As it, like, in an oily way, starts running down the back of your throat.
Is this
Ottardo,
considered a
quickly.
poison or disease?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a +2 to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Sorry, I missed Soma also.
No, Soma, you stayed in the boat, so you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you both succeed. Let's see. Sandy also succeeds. Okay. All right. So all three of you just kind of cough up what makes its way in when you first fall into the water, and then being very, very disciplined, you just kind of keep your head over water and your mouth shut and keep breathing out as long as you can to avoid water from getting into your throats. And I would assume you all pull yourselves back into those little dinghies that you were paddling over here.
Yep.
Yeah, so it takes a few moments for you to realize that this thing is truly gone. The waves still like rippling through this narrow channel, bouncing off the walls, making the boats very uneasy. But fortunately, that's the only thing that's left of the enormous creature.
Hmm.
I assume we make it back to the pier.
Well, are you retreating or where are you going?
Well, I don't know if that thing doesn't come back. I think it would be worth it to try and move further. After all, this is why we went this way.
Are you sure? I don't think we can survive one more encounter with this thing, or any other thing like it.
I didn't even get a chance to use this spell, says Bark, as he's Because he hasn't actually like changed in size. It's that all of these roots and branches have grown up to like encase his body in this giant tree form. He's like, we should at least go far enough to until it runs out, which is just a minute. So
All right.
So you're paddling your way further south. All right. Well,
Bark
Souma,
is going to what do you call it? The exploration activity where you protect yourself with your shield.
Defend.
Defend, yeah.
okay. You keep an eye out, especially for any dark shapes starting to draw near. Any splash in the water might set you off. You're very aware of how out of your depth you are here. And then finally you make it to this T-shaped dock that looks like it's been recently repaired. There's a single skiff that's moored on its north side. And beyond the dock, there is a masonry structure that juts out from the cavern walls. And the drifting mist from the water's surface creates strange shadows on the stonework. And at its center is a single iron-bound door. There's also, just to point that out, the water continues further south. And as
Well,
as
I
the
feel
lake
that
extends.
I feel this is the appropriate place to disembark and see what it is.
Mhm.
Well, door seems to be closed.
Okay, so yeah, as you go and check out the door, examining the ironbound door itself, you can give me a perception check.
Perception there.
Okay. So the door, actually, the lock doesn't seem to be locked. The door doesn't seem to be locked. But something weird happens as you reach for the door's handle, which is that the shadows that were, kind of playing over the surface of the door, all of a sudden they like, as if they get sucked through the gap around the door, between the door and the frame, and they just seem to disappear into that building, into that structure.
Did you see that?
Yep. Did we see that?
See what? Bark has his eyes on the water. He's watching for that creature to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sandy would do the same.
Yeah. Well, I think someone saw that. I think I will then maintain my detect magic activity. So is there anything magical detecting on that door?
Detect magic. You did not detect magic nearby.
I do?
You do not.
Ah, sorry.
Negative.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, other than it says that you can tune out the ones you want to ignore, right? So
Well, yeah. Okay.
obviously there is magic from your own items, but other than that, there's nothing.
Is it possible that maybe our lights had banished those strange wisps? I'm conflicted. Maybe if we try to open the door, something will spill out. But maybe if we do, maybe if we bring even more lights, maybe it will keep it at bay. I don't know.
While you guys are debating this, Bark is throwing out pieces of fruit and nuts and berries that he's offering to Sandy, and I suppose to Soma I get
Mm-hmm.
how many do I get? It's 4. 2, 3, 4. So I guess I have 5 pieces of fruit. They're each
Mhm.
1d6 plus 4. So we'll give probably as many as we need to Sandy first.
So what's the time frame here? Can you just grab a handful basically, or is there
I
something
cast
about?
it as 2 actions, and then it lasts for 10 minutes. So
Okay, and
during
you
that
can eat them
time,
at whatever pace you want to eat. It's not like
you can eat them over 10 minutes, basically, as whenever you want to, as long as it's within 10. Because after that 10, the spell goes away.
gotcha. So he's gonna eat 1, 2, 3. He's just gonna like, oh yeah, that stuff's good.
Does he need more?
He does. He's still injured visibly.
Okay, then I'll give him the last 2 as well.
All right, he wolves those down as well. And now he looks in much better shape. But as Ottardo still like curiously eyes the door, and Soma maybe tries to check again. Did she miss anything? Did she tune out too much? Like thick oil, the black shadows start seeping through the cracks around the door again and through the keyhole, and then they start pouring down like heavy black fog, and it starts to pool around the floor on those wooden planks of the dock, and then they almost slither down into this corner here, and basically doing, if that puts a picture in your mind, doing a reverse Obi-Wan Kenobi. It fills itself up into a humanoid shape that's dressed in rags and dark robes, looking something like this.
Ooh.
And as it does so, you hear these like whispering voices, and many of them, and one of them speaks common, and you hear the words, "The mistress said to take care of you, so I shall make you mine." And here it is, a beautiful wraith.
It's a big wraith.
It is a big wraith. It's a special wraith. It has a special place in my encounter level here. All right, so when it gets to start the round, I'm gonna say that the whole like manifesting sort of thing's gonna take an action though, and from here, the first thing that okay, so as it fully manifests, there's this aura that starts to emanate from it, and you all need to do this fortitude save, please. Okay. Sandy fails. Stick fails. Oh, I accidentally rolled for. Oh, I rolled for all of you, I guess. Did I? I guess I did. So Ottardo crit succeeds. No, wait, that was me. I'm not gonna roll for you for this. I'm only gonna roll for Sandy. Sandy fails. Ottardo fails. Karnas fails. And we
Yeah,
need
I,
Bark.
I, I I think I'll reroll for Ottardo.
Okay. And we need Bark and Stick. That is a good reroll. It's not
Sorry,
a disease or
did you
poison.
roll for me or not?
I did, but I deleted it because I didn't mean to. So you can just
Oh.
roll for yourself.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I'll just roll fortitude.
I just still had everyone selected from setting up the encounter. That's why I accidentally rolled for everyone. Okay, that's a regular fail. And Stick.
I might spend my hero my point on this as well for.
Okay.
but I'll roll stick real quick.
Stick save successfully. Okay, so
and I'm gonna re-roll.
and you also
29.
save successfully. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so Soma and Sandy, as this thing manifests, you just feel like as it rises from that shadow, it's almost like it's doing that by sucking your essence and life force from you. You're feeling drained even more so than you may have already been. So far so good. And now it has 2 actions left. So it said, "I'll make you mine," and then it recognizes that Soma is like, jaw goes slack. She loses some of her energy right away. That's the wrong button. Come on back here. You're visible. There you go. And it recognizes that and reaches out to her with its spectral hand, critically hitting.
I think this time I will actually will use the wooden block defense.
The what?
Wooden double?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
But you gain your reaction at the top of your initiative, and you haven't had initiative yet. So you can't take that reaction just yet. So it drains 34 points of void damage. And then it gains 10 temporary hit points because of that. Which I guess doesn't really matter, because I believe it still can't go over its maximum. But you also need to make a fortitude save, please, Soma. Which you managed to succeed. That's good. So it basically touches you with one hand, and it feels like, okay, there's a connection here, and it's like starting to draw that life force out of you. And then it brings in that other hand to like seal the deal and really crush you. And it fails to touch you. So you'd shake it off. All right, so then it's Sandy from the second row. You can see how he is. Wait, is it all right here? Yeah, he steps forward. He's like, "No, get your dirty dead hands off of Soma," and is gonna try to swing his weapon at him. As he steps forward, he tries to strike, but misses. Tries to strike again, and misses. Oh, I should have been enraged, so let me use my rage here. Would that have made a difference? No, it would not. Okay, and then it's Bark's turn.
I guess we'll do a vitality lash.
All right. Let's see. Succeeds.
So he'll take 10 points of radiant damage, assuming he's undead.
That is correct.
And then we're going to order Stick to do the potion thing on Soma. The elixir of life. I'm burning through these now. 28 points of healing for her.
Wait, so can you walk me through that again? So what kind of actions are involved here? It's a administer potion action, is that right?
So I command Stick, and then Stick grabs a potion from me and administers it. Yeah, so there is a manipulate if that's what you're, or an interact if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's right. So it gets an attack of opportunity against Stick. I think it's not necessarily interested in hitting Stick so much as in avoiding Soma getting healed. So I don't think I see Stick here.
I think
There
he,
he is.
there he is.
Yeah, there it is. So I'm gonna try to.
I mean,
Oh, it didn't
that is
target
definitely
29.
a hit.
Okay. So we're gonna do 15 points of damage and a fortitude save.
Dick, how could you? And a fortitude save.
That is a failure, so it is gonna be drained 1. Stick is. And we're gonna roll for temporary hit points here, which we're gonna use to heal. Okay. So it saps a little bit of energy out of Stick. You can see some of the wood go rotten and dead. Some of the leaves fall off. It's not a critical hit though, so it's not interrupting anything. So I think Stick can still complete the action.
Yeah. So that's 29 points of healing back. Or no, not 29. Sorry. 28 points of healing for Souma. And that's Spark's turn.
All right. Okay. Ottardo.
Ottardo will raise his shield and then he'll attempt to strike this creature. Actually, he'll spend 1 action to smite it and then attempt to strike it.
Smite strike.
Let's
Classic
see.
smite strike.
Hit it. Hit it.
Trying.
That's
And
a
that's his
miss.
turn.
Because of feeling so enfeebled. Soma.
Okay. Well, let's get back to our routine. So, she will start with enveloping everyone in her finest tunes with prolonged and lingering inspired defense. Yeah, the longest part is actually finding it to click into chat. I believe that is a crit success against my class DCs, which means that it lasts 4 rounds.
Alright.
And then it's Vitality Lash.
Alright, let's see that save. It's a regular success, so it's still gonna take some damage. After that, boom. Okay, it takes some damage from it. And then it's its turn. And it says something to the effect of, "Your feeble magic has no power over me. I shall rule you all." And it once again reaches out to touch Soma with its spectral hand, striking you for 18 points of damage. A fortitude save,
Ottardo,
please.
Ottardo will use the reaction here.
Right. Okay.
So that's 11 points of resistance.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit for Ottardo. 17. How much of that is going to come through? Oh, quite a bit. And especially the persistent damage. All right. But Soma still needs to do the fortitude save, please. And take the... Yeah.
This one I will also reroll for since with my new hero point.
Lucky you for being so heroic.
Well, at least it's not critical failure.
At least it's not just a regular failure. Okay, so you feel even further drained, and it stacks with the drain that you felt when this creature first manifested. So I believe that was still the first action. So second action is going to be another spectral hand missing, and then with its third action, it's going to fly over here, but it's not flying away. It's just like taking off and hovering over there, getting out of reach of Ottardo, but clearly still engaged in the battle. And then it's the persistent damage, which it's going to take and try to recover. But the persistent damage doesn't go through because that's just regular damage. Is that true? It's spirit damage. That should go through, right?
Yeah, unless it has something that prevents spirit damage.
The spirit is separate, is not vitality or force.
No, it's its own type.
Then it is indeed immune to it.
Hmm.
So, Sandy's like, huh, damn it. How am I going to get to it now? No! It's just mad. It's going to delay. Bark.
I'm wondering the same thing. Should we just go through the door? I'm not standing in this really awkward spot. But even as he's saying that, he's going to make a recall knowledge check about this thing, try to understand.
All right.
Specifically, what kind of magic it's using, if any. What tradition?
Okay. Give me a religion check.
That's gonna suck. Shit.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you'd think it doesn't use magic at all. You know, it's not you doing any incantations. You don't see any runes appearing. All of that stuff. It just seems to be it's innate
ability.
Innate. That's what I was looking for. Not innate. It's innate ability, not any sort of magical tradition.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, just so you know, I don't know if I'm assuming this won't affect the check, but it's anything that has. It doesn't have to be a spell for the Raise Manir to work. It just has to be anything that has the trait Divine, Occult, or Arcane is impacted by it. But I don't know.
Okay. But I don't
know if that
see
would do anything.
I don't see anything that has any of those traits. Nope.
Okay.
What did you say? Arcane?
Arcane,
Occult?
Divine, and Occult.
Okay. Well, but your check is so poor. I don't. What
Yeah,
did we
no, it's
arrive
fine.
on?
It's fine. I wasn't sure, and Bark isn't sure either. I just so you know, for future reference, it's anything with those. If it has one of those, it gets affected by Raise Manir.
Gotcha. But I'm gonna give you this though. So you don't think that its attacks aren't per se magic or anything like that, but seeing it literally suck the life out of Soma like that, you feel like that's got to be some sort of magical effect.
Okay.
Because it clearly defies the laws of physics or anything like that.
I always get confused if it would be occult or divine.
Mm.
Bark is gonna mulligan for the time being, and he's going to try to. He spent one action doing that. He's going to. I don't know if this creature can even be affected by this, but he's going to try. He's going to cast Entangling Flora to try to force it to stay out there.
Okay.
So plants and fungi bursts quickly out of all surfaces, so that's the walls and the ceiling and everything.
Okay.
And it has to make a reflex save at the start of its turn. It's all difficult terrain, and it's a 20-foot burst, so I'll draw that.
Okay, so all of those plants and fungi that burst out of the cavern walls It just looks around and it lets itself be completely and wrapped up wrapped into them, and they all just kind of reach right through it, as it doesn't seem to have a physical body.
Damn. Okay. Well, it's still there, I suppose. Something like
Mm-hmm.
I can't make it work. There. Well, is it something you can dismiss if it's apparent? Actually, I'm not sure that it is. I might have just made things worse. Okay. That's all Bark does. I don't think I could dismiss it, so yikes.
Yep, it would say you can dismiss it if you could. So nope. All right, then it's Ottardo.
Well, Ottardo's hands are busy, but I think he will sheath his flick mace and try the door again.
So you kind of awkwardly lean past Sandy to push the
Yeah.
handle of the door. Yeah, it's unlocked. So yeah, if you want to push it open, you push it open, and inside you find a room that is quite damp and has a recessed floor that's filled with mud.
Well, Ottardo does not feel great about going there, so he opened the door for Bark if he wants to go there.
Bark wants to go. Okay. Go roll in the mud.
Yeah, I mean, he's a druid. He likes natural environments. And last action, he'll draw again his flick mace.
All right, Soma.
Well, you know what? I think I will take a risk for the party. So, well, maybe it's a foolhardy one. Firstly, I will do another vitality lash on that thing.
All right. Fails.
Nice.
No, it's not.
Oh, and a good, well, decent roll.
Well, kind
19
of
point.
okay roll. Yeah. And I think Soma will try to go into the room to see what the mud does.
It's the perfect time to find out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And as you step into the room, you like step into the mud, and it's pretty boggy. It like sucks at your boots as you try to pull up your foot. And then you look around and you see parts of the mud in the eastern part of the chamber start to kind of bulge, and then there's this line like something is burrowing underneath, and around you in 4 places these 4
No.
gnome bog mummy creatures start like pulling themselves, digging up from below, and they're gonna join the party. Okay, so they get that as soon as you step in, basically. So I'm gonna, but then it's gonna take them a little bit. Well, it's actually the end of the round, so that's a good time for them to roll their initiatives, and we'll bring them in at the next round. Oh, Soma, you probably had an action left, did you?
No, the cantrip is 2 actions.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. The Dread Wraith all the way over here. It's just with all those plants and fungi reaching right through it. It's just gonna hover through, standing on the boat, but not really, just kind of hovering over it. Its lower part sinking into the rotten wood, and it is going to say, "I will take you first. Your valor is delectable. And it chooses Ottardo for its attack. It hits for 14 points of damage. The fortitude save. And it heals 10 hit points.
Oh yeah, that's so sorry. And then the save. Oh, no more hero points.
Ooh. But I think you're actually lucky because it's not a basic save, so your drain condition just increases by 1. So far so good. So that was 2 actions, move and grab, and now it's gonna grab again with this. Ooh, but critically missing on its last action. Then he says, "That was a mistake," and he jumps forward, steps, and attacks. And you just goes with a rageful roar. He swings his striking maul and misses. And he swings one more time and critical misses.
Wow.
Bark.
Bark is gonna move. Sorry. Try to get out of this thing's reach. In fact, he's gonna plop himself in this corner.
All right, and as you try to get over there, you trigger an attack of opportunity from it. And it hits for 23 points of damage.
Which in turn will let Ottardo react. So
Okay.
11 points of resistance.
And also heals. And the fortitude save, please, for Bark.
Let's see. Why am I not seeing my... Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
It's useless. Just throws away all of his equipment.
Yeah, I am... Where's my... Sorry, I'm trying to get my thing up so I can deduct that. There it is. Okay. And the fortitude save.
Okay, you also become drained. More drained, I should say.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my Raise Manir ability. I'm going out on a limb. I think drained is gonna be divine. So I'm gonna pick that. And I raise a tree right out of the planking here that is covered in magical runes, and it is going to create a 15-foot aura, essentially, that grants a +2 status bonus to saving throws against effects with that trait, so with the divine trait.
All right. That's your turn?
That's my whole turn, yep.
Okay. The mummy-like creatures down here, like, they pull themselves all the way out of the mud, out of the boggy mud. And then they start just pummeling Souma. Well, first of all, yeah, I'm gonna say they just kind of finish up pulling themselves up from the mud, and then they start attacking Souma. Alright, 1 fist, 2 fists, 3 fists. I'm just gonna keep on rolling, I think. No, it's as first Ottardo.
Ottardo will keep trying to hit the Wraith.
Okay. Here we
Thank
go. 32 points of damage is less than I thought it would be. And yeah, but it's a powerful attack, of course, and it like shrieks in surprise as you do some considerable damage. Third action is
And
raise shield. Yep, there it is.
yes.
Okay. All right, the remaining mummies down there are just gonna keep on battering Soma. So it's a total of 9 attacks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1.
Oh wow,
Oh,
one hit.
12 points. And I need a save here.
Okay, it's a bit of a reach, but could
Yeah,
Ottardo reach
yeah, I think
this guy?
that's a little bit too far
Yeah.
with the corner of the door and everything. Okay, so that was the first one of the second. So let's keep going here. That's a miss and a miss, and then the third one, first attack, second attack, third attack. All right,
Look
thanks
at-
to the rallying
look at her
anthem,
go.
it comes down to just one attack. All right, all right. So then it's Soma's turn.
Yeah, and well, I mean, someone like it screams out like a bit like yank. It's like, but it's okay. I can hold them off. You know, finish them, finish him, and she will also try to finish him. I will try to use the well again, vitality lash, and it seems to be 15 feet. Oh, it's
Against the
okay.
wraith, is that?
Yeah, against the wraith, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Just making sure.
There we go.
Failure.
Bong.
Taking 17 points, getting lashed by that vitality.
Yeah, and I will also raise shield.
Okay. New round. The Wraith. It is still clearly fascinated by Ottardo, and just even though you can't really see its face, you can you sense the smugness from it. Maybe it's just those red, smoky eye dots that give away that impression. But it seems to be very much focused on Ottardo as it continues to drain him of his life. 20 points of damage. It heals for 10. And a fortitude save for Ottardo.
If it's divine, he has a +2, or it's -2 to the DC. Or sorry, wow, it's +2 to his save. But I don't know if that's true or
Okay.
not.
That is doesn't make a difference here. So Ottardo, you are now drained 3.
Oh boy.
So that's not good. And that was the creature's first attack. We'll follow up with the second one, which is a miss, and the third one, which is also a miss. And then it's Sandy. And he goes, "Leave him alone, you bag of rags."
Bag of rags.
I don't know what Sandy would say, but it feels like that might be it. And he just misses
Whiffing.
everything.
Oh my god.
It's not even that hard to hit for him, but I just keep rolling rocks. Okay. Bark.
Vitality, lash, and raise shield. Yeah, that's it. So just need to put more damage on this guy.
Same if it's here. Fails again. Man, you're really lucky.
21 points.
21 points. Badly injured. And you raise your shield.
Yep.
Okay, one of the mummies down here is going to try to attack Soma. Ugh. 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 All of those attacks miss.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Can I want to skip raising shield and I want to sustain the Menhir. I forgot I have to sustain that.
Okay, you got it. And Ottardo.
All right. Oof. Maybe he can't actually do that. Oh boy. Well, he's gonna start by raising his shield.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to take a gamble on. Yep.
But your reach is 5, right?
On himself, but it might
Okay.
trigger from the raise.
It does have the manipulate trait, that's right. So let's see if it manages to crit you. No, but a regular hit.
He's 10 feet of
17
reach.
points.
I guess he's a big creature.
Yeah, it does have 10 feet for the hand. So it's 70
Yikes.
points and a fortitude save. It's another failure, so you continue to be drained.
Wow. Okay, so that
And
was
it-
2 actions.
And it also gains 10 more temporary hit points.
And final one, he'll
God.
attempt to strike and
That's a
miss.
miss. The mummies. Okay, one after another. Once again, 3 attacks each for Souma. Nope, that's the wrong guy. But it's also a bad roll. Okay.
Yes.
What? 27 is a miss?
Well, yeah.
By 2. Okay. Come on.
Oh my God.
And the last one. God. This. Ah. So much just in that mudroom and they're just like. That's right. Completely without any chance of hurting you. But, Soma, you feel that, like, closing feeling in your throat again, as if there's thick swamp water is starting to pool in your lungs. I'm gonna need you to roll a save that I will prompt you for in a moment. And it is the following save that you will see here in the chat.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that anymore. And then it's your turn.
All right. It's the last round of inspire defense, so we'll have to make it count. And let's just do again the vitality lash on the rave.
Another fail. $21 points.
And I will continue plugging the door.
Okay. The Wraith's turn. And it's like already screaming in pain. You can see its shape is starting to fray as if it's losing its connection to this plane of existence. And it is going to be really upset about all of this, but what's it gonna do? It's gonna say, I'm not leaving without one of you. And let's see what happens. Miss. Miss. Miss.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, feels like this is not going my way. Sandy says, oh, on that, you're wrong, he says very eloquently as he rages. Hits.
Nice.
Hurts.
Oh my God, yes.
Boom. And misses. And misses. But definitely getting close to
Almost there.
finally getting rid of the Wraith. Bark.
Vitality lash and sustain.
Alright. Let's see it.
Hang on.
success, but it still takes half, correct?
Yep.
And that'll be enough.
9 points.
Yep, that is enough. And with a bone-shaking scream, it just kind of starts to dissipate and fall away into ash and smoke. Good job on
Amazing.
that. But that's not the end of the encounter. Bark's last action? Oh, you sustained, yeah.
Sustaining the Minier,
Got it.
which
The
I think
mummy
is also affecting Souma if any of her saves have that effect too.
misses. Ottardo. Time to raid.
Yeah, Ottardo is in bad shape, but he's still standing, so he will start striding.
Oh, you can strike from behind me, man. Sam. I will be your shield this time.
He can actually get all of them from there. Well, he will listen to Soma. So he will move there and then target the one that's straight across of him.
This one?
Is your smite works on you or on a target that you're smiting?
Yeah, it does take into account the target, because now it didn't apply on this one. It's an effect on Ottardo, but it remembers who it was applied on, basically.
Okay.
So that was move, strike, and well, he is more or less safe. He'll try to attack again.
Nemesis. All right. The mummies. It's once again just throwing hands at Soma. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit.
Oh! It's a regular hit though, because it is so bad, so low. But still a natural 20. 13 points of damage and a 42 save.
Which one was that?
Lost
Okay,
track,
I think I can see this one.
1, 2,
It's
3.
this one. No, if I hover on the hit, it highlights which one. So Ottardo will use his reaction there.
Okay.
So that should grant Soma 13 points of resistance. Sorry, 11 points of resistance.
Mm-hmm. And then you miss. All right. Okay, and then the last one. 1, 2, 3.
Do I still need to make a save?
You took damage from it, right?
No, it was
That was
completely negated.
then no saves. That's fine. And it's your turn.
Okay, so well, okay. I promised to be his shield, so I will continue being his shield. I will use Inspire Defense again. So I will cast Shield. And well, I don't actually have much anything to spend my last action on, so is there like no drop prone, no hide, no take there's nothing to take cover behind, and I don't have anything else to do. I could try to punch it.
All right, punch it.
Yeah, this one he tried to bite me at the most.
And the miss. All right. You hear Soma. You hear behind you Sandy just roar and go. "Rah." And he comes charging in, almost knocking Ottardo and into you, Soma, as he like pushes all of you out of the way, and then brings his hammer down on the first one of the mummies.
The people's elbow.
29 points of damage. Second strike. 4. 20 points of damage. And he just starts beating the crap out of the mummy at the top here, just being like, finally, something with a body that's not flying anywhere. Bark.
Bark is also trying to get in on the action, and oh man, damn it.
That's tight.
Ooh, yeah, gosh, there's really not much you can do from here. So he moves up, realizes there's kind of nowhere to go. He'll come back down. And he does have vision on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just gonna vitality lash him for now. They're undead, right? Yeah, they're undead.
Fails.
And he's gonna take 16 points of damage.
Yeah, they look even more desiccated than they usually do.
That's it.
That is it. Okay. And the mummy down here, incapable of expressing any sort of fear or worry, only a single person and purpose in their existence. They're going to try to keep on pummeling Souma, but just almost sad how bad they are at this task. Ottardo.
Ottardo will go back to trying to attack the one beyond Souma.
Souma tanking the mummies here. Right, that is 16. And second one, what is that? Oh, that's also a hit, and that's 12 points. Okay.
And well, he has one more action. He'll try it.
And good decision, because that's another hit. And taking another 12 points of damage. Okay, but then they get to fight back. All right, so this one is going to try to hit. So the one at the bottom here is going to try to hit Souma. One. Ooh,
Oh, you did.
Throws in a hit. 8 points of damage and a fortitude save.
Ottardo is going to use his reaction. Even if he can't strike the creature, he'll grant Souma the resistance.
Right, because your buddy needs to be in reach, right? Not
Right,
necessarily the...
Which
Yeah.
which I believe
Yeah,
negates the damage completely.
Okay, so no save needed. Second attack, miss. Third attack, miss. All right, and then the other two are going to focus on Sandy, realizing that he's a bad dude from their perspective. Miss. Or pulled in the wrong order, but doesn't matter. All of them miss. And then the last one, strike. Oh, there's one. 12 points of damage. And a fortitude save for Sandy, which he fails. All right. Okay, that was the three mummies over here, and then it's Soma's turn.
Okay. I think it's about time for us to start reducing their numbers. So first we'll again apply defense. I'm not going to make it lingering, just to conserve my focus points for a moment. And then, well, let's vitality lash someone. Let's get the most injured one. Simon?
Sorry, I had to take care of something. Okay, so
Yeah.
which one are you targeting? This one right here?
No, the most damaged one.
The most damaged one, okay, sorry. Fails.
Take the eternal peace, man.
That was not enough to destroy it.
Alright.
Do you have a third action? No,
That
you
was
don't.
it.
Okay. And Sandy just continues to yell and swing and let's see. First one misses. Second one hits. Damage. Boom. Enough to bring it down. And then the third one is over here with the terrible map, terrible swing, terrible roll. Bark.
Bark sees that there's now room. He's going to get involved. And then he's going to yell, "Timber!" He tries to hit these two straight below him.
Okay, let's see that roll.
It's a reflex save.
Yep, the save, right? There we are. Okay, one success and one failure.
Is the mud affecting these saves at all?
The
Just out of
mud,
curiosity.
no. If anything, it would help them, but
Okay.
no.
Right, because they like being in the water. All that.
Yeah,
stuff.
they
Okay.
really. That's the natural habitat, basically.
Okay, so that's 19 points of damage.
Okay, so the first one takes half, second one takes full.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. All right, the mummy down here is just gonna strike. Oh, it's a hit. Let's see if Ottardo.
I think Ottardo already used his reaction.
Oh, okay. So
This
then we
round.
actually need a fortitude save from Souma, which she succeeds at. Okay. So then we have second action, third action, nothing and nothing. Ottardo, your turn.
Okay, back to striking.
Boom. Hit. Boom. But not quite destroyed.
Standing, wow.
Tenaciously hanging on to life. But the third one is finally enough to lay it low. Good timing. Would have been its turn otherwise. It is going to just continue. Try to get Soma once. Oh man, really throwing it a hit here and there. 16. I guess this time Ottardo might want to act.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's 16 damage. Okay. Yeah, well, that will be 11 points of resistance and strike attempt.
Ooh.
Nice.
Boom, 22 points. Soma, you do need to roll that fortitude save though, because some of the damage went through. So you would still take 5, I believe.
Uh-huh.
All right, and that was the first action of this creature. So the second one, 25 is a miss, and the third one is a miss as well. Just forgot to target, but it's okay. All misses. Soma.
All right. Well, it's she starts to feel a little bit how shield feels, but it seems that we are close to conclusion here. So we'll try to endure it. And another round of inspired defense, and we'll just vitality lash the most injured one again.
Okay. Succeeds, taking half damage. And Sandy just jumps forward, leaving his boots behind him in the mud. They get sucked off his feet, and he just angrily goes, missing, hitting, hurting for 26, Bam! Almost crushing the creature's skull, but not quite. Bark.
Bark squelches through the mud, comes over here, and it's going to drop another tree on them.
First one fails. Second one. Crit fails.
Nice. Come on, come on, come on.
No.
Oh, that's miserable.
Well, but the first one is enough to take the first one out, and the other one takes double, which immediately brings it down quite a bit. And then it's its turn, though. It looks around and just keeps on trying to scratch Soma's eyes out.
Oh dear.
Ooh,
Jinxed. I will actually wait. I will use my anti-crit spell.
There you go. Now is the time to do it. And it just mindlessly lashes out at the wooden double.
Nice.
Such a silly spell. Take a step action, okay? So you can step. Block has hardness 5 and 20 hit points. 26 go, so 1 point you still get hit by unless Ottardo has something to say about it.
Nope.
Okay. So you take 1 point of damage, which is enough to
wait.
trigger.
No, it's not, because my Inspired Defense provides me a resistance at least for 2 points.
There you go. All right. So you don't take any damage. And that was its. Where is it? That was a plus 14, so that was the first attack. Then it has to take a. No, it doesn't have to take a step. It can just lash out at whoever else is there. So here's Sandy. Missing. All right. The bog mummy looks around and just looking for targets, but clearly outmatched here, Ottardo. And
Nice.
Ottardo finds a way to bring in. That's a really decent crit, Ottardo. But not quite enough to destroy it. Third action.
Yep. Yep.
Soma. Can you end it?
Let's see. So, I think at this point we can go into an offensive and start inspiring courage. After which there's no reason to just stop doing what works, so we'll Vitality Lash.
Here we go. You will lash out with your vitality, and it fails its save.
Nice.
Takes 18 points of damage, and still has 1 point. Oh, well, a little bit more than 1 point, actually. Let's give Sandy the pleasure of grabbing his maul with 2 hands, bringing it high above his head, and mashing it down for 31 points of damage. Thoroughly hammering the thing into the mud below, where it meets its final end. The music dies down, the blood rushing in your ears. You feel the satisfying 80 XP coursing through your veins. 804, I believe, is where you should be now. And yeah, you hear the splashing outside. You smell the dampness of the mud, of the bog in here that almost feels artificially cultured. The horrifying remains of those mummies littered across the room outside of the wraith. Nothing is left except for an oily black residue on the skiff where it was put down. And you look out over the water, wondering which way is better, that way or that little door that just sits innocently next to Sandy and Soma.
I think we need maybe an hour or so of just
Yeah.
catching our breath back.
I believe Ottardo is the most drained out of us, right? So I think we could try to relieve that.
Okay, so Soma, you after a minute or so, you lose 1 point of your drained condition. So does Sandy, because those came from the aura of the wraith, and that has a shorter life than the other drained condition points. So, but nonetheless, yeah, you all feel still thoroughly drained and enfeebled.
If we take 10 minutes, then Bark will refocus and do cornucopia again.
Yeah, I think Soma finally worked up her appetite.
Just keeps shoving snacks at you.
Okay, and while while we are snacking, Soma will start tuning her magical lute and try to do the sound body on Ottardo.
Okay. Hang on. So,
Sorry.
cornucopia is a 2-action spell, and has 10 minutes. Okay, and who's getting those little bits?
I was gonna give them to Souma first.
Okay.
There's still 2 more of them I can dole out before she for the spell. So I'll just throw those out too real quick. So you can take all of those if that's what you need, or if not, then Ottardo can take some or something.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be all of them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to figure out like timing here. So I guess, I mean, this is still pretty fast. Doesn't take that long. And then we have the sound body spell, which is also just 2 actions. But then we have another casting. Okay. So you can get through all of these. But eventually,
Go ahead.
but eventually, after a minute or two, the door opens, and you see inside a room filled with rugs, tapestries, and pillows, most of them stained with mud, and a weird serpentine creature, like kind of lounging lazily on top of it. And at first you think it's just a giant snake, but then it lifts up his head, and you see that it actually is a humanoid, female-looking, hideous head. And it hisses at you. It's clearly not pleased by your presence, and it says in Aklo at first, which I think nobody really speaks. Oh no, Ottardo, you do speak Aklo. So it'll call or hiss out an Aklo. Ah, can't a can't someone find a little peace and quiet in this place?
Sorry, did we bother you? We were
Yes,
attacked by these things.
these things are my minions. I do not appreciate that you destroyed them like that. It will be a lot of work to get them back.
Well,
Leave me be,
sorry.
or I shall rip you all apart.
What was the last one before I shall rip you apart?
Leave me be.
Leave me be, okay. Yeah. Otardo's gonna translate just that last one. She wants to be left alone.
Yeah, I think
And
I
he's
got
gonna,
that part of it. I think I understood that.
And when you say that to the rest of the party in common, she says in common, yes, she does.
Well, we'll be on our way.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind that.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So I'm thinking we take the boat. I'm thinking we take
looks
the,
like we
take that
will.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah, and like once we leave the room and someone also calls the door, she like mumble to herself like, "And those minions suck too."
You know, actually, one minute for your last until the end of your next turn. I think I'm just gonna cast Lotus Walk, and you guys can just all follow me. We don't have to deal with boats or anything. Just run. Just follow my trail of lily pads.
It worked last time, I remember it. Yeah.
It lasts for a minute, or is it heightened? No, it lasts for a minute.
It lasts for a
and
minute, but the lily pad trail lasts for basically until the end of my next turn. So I think it means that I can chain it along and have people follow me. I think that's the intention.
Yes, for 1 minute. So, and you can use 3 actions to move. It doesn't really say anything about limiting your speed, right?
Right.
Walk on the surface of water, another. So it's just walking. So you can do, I guess 60 feet per round, and you have 10 rounds. Let me see how far that gets you. So first round,
I feel like that should easily get me back to
you get
the
here.
escalator, the elevator.
Yeah, 10 rounds. Yeah. 10 rounds is a lot. Yep. Okay, I can move you guys. Grab you. And put you right back to the elevator. That's where we wanted to go. Basically over here.
I think that makes sense. And then we can just ride it up, right? We already figured out how it works.
Yeah, I think so.
You did figure out how it works, but it's still awkward. I don't think it was permanently repaired, so it's just kind of awkward because of the timing, because each mechanism needs to be handled separately, and you need to avoid that it like ends up being crooked. So it might still take a check, but it's functional.
Okay.
Well, we still will going to take it, I believe.
Ottardo's just going to look back and make sure that we still have 2 boats in here.
Well, one of the skiffs is not seaworthy, and 2 you've just left behind. So there's only 1 left.
When did we leave another one behind?
What?
No, I think one is broken, right? Is
One is
what is.
broken, 1 is left, and you had used 2. It's 2 people per skiff.
Oh, it's 2 per skiff. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just cast water. I'll just cast Lotus Walk the next time we come through as well.
Okay.
All right, so you take the elevator back up. And I realize it actually doesn't take a check. It's just the first time around you need to take that check to figure out how it works. So you take the elevator up noisily, like sputtering your way up to the floor that the devils use to control, and then continuing on, making your way all the way out and back to Otari, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. And you truly feel drained and exhausted. And most of the time when you return to Otari, you welcome its sight, but maybe this time it's a little bit more than usual. How do you want to spend the rest of, well, it's basically the afternoon.
Yeah.
think.
By the way, before we do anything, can we please resolve the sound body on Ottardo, because I mean I've been trying to counteract his draining.
Hang on. So you send a surge of healing energy to restore the attempt to counteract an effect of your choice, imposing. Oh, I didn't realize that was the counteract thing. So you want to counteract the drained condition. Okay. Then counteract away.
Oh, never mind.
And that is not enough. Okay. So you fail to counteract. That's a crit fail. Yeah. Okay. It just fails. All right. So Ottardo is just gonna rest. So is Sandy. Bark, Souma, anything special you want to do?
Nothing specific comes to mind, but maybe we should take a shower, or well.
Yes, sure.
Bark is gonna go to the circles, the stone circle. What the heck is it called? Ring pond, stone ring pond, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to take a bath there.
Okay, so Whirlwind is going to be busy over there with some of her disciples or young druids. Welcomes you back, and curiously,
it is rough in there.
I assumed it would be. I greatly admire you for taking that on this task. I certainly would not dare to go so deep into the bowels of the earth. Yeah, and she asks many questions about what it is you've encountered and how the group is faring. Yeah,
he'll give a thorough report to them. Be like, did you have any idea that all this stuff was going on? I mean, these are major affronts to the natural order of things.
she nods and she says, "Yes, I know, but what is a group of druids to do other than stand vigil and keep this wound from festering?"
Well, I suppose remove the splinter at the source of it. But I'm gonna see what I can get, what we can work up to in that regard. So,
well, best of luck to you and all of us. Okay.
right. Well, thanks. He's like just splashing around in the water and just getting all the muck off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh man, why does it? I need to keep track of where those enfeebled conditions come from. Do you remember how you got that?
No, not really. I need to check the recording. I think it's from. Oh, right, it's from Bodax, right?
Yes. Because enfeebled doesn't have a built-in expiration, so what is it
Did we fight
actually?
Bodax?
Yeah. Kind of Bodax, yep.
Well, I can prepare some different magic that'll help a little with recovery.
Oh.
So the Bodax were drained and doomed, but not enfeebled.
I don't remember that.
And the children also not. Also had nothing to do with enfeebled.
Maybe that giant bone monster thing we fought.
Doesn't sound like the sort of thing it would do.
I don't know. I mean, what else would we have encountered that did that? Oh, was it the room? The room that whispered?
Ah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that was
stupefied.
That was stupefied. Yep. So many conditions. Um,
So and those mummies, they only like try to drown you, right? You have to hold your breath.
oh, could it be that it was Belcora herself?
Uh,
It's been a while since we encountered her. I think we rested.
Yeah, but I think you've been enfeebled for quite some time.
we encountered her again. Well, no, yeah, you're right, because we had Sandy come in, and he was.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fresh day. I think
Yep, and
today
I think-
started with the Gug.
Right, but I think it really was. I mean, enfeebled. When does enfeebled go away? It doesn't say in this in Ray of Enfeeblement, which I think is the source, and it doesn't say in the condition.
Could be that you have to counteract it.
I will check the recording.
So enfeeble, is that the replacement for Ray of Enfeeblement? Yes, it is.
So on the last session we weren't enfeebled. No, not yet. An hour in, not
Oh,
yet.
we weren't? Okay, then it's not from the Ray
Oh,
of Enfeeblement.
the roper.
The roper, you got it.
The what?
The roper, the stalactite thing that you were fighting.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Okay.
Me too. Any creature hit by a roper's strand is enfeebled 1 and grabbed. Each additional hit from a strand increases the enfeebled condition value by 1. Okay, so there it is. This enfeebled value decreases by 1 every 8 hours. Wow, that's buried in the description. So we're still on that day.
Yeah, I guess we're going to need a good night's rest.
Yep. So a good night's rest will definitely take care of that. Okay, so I was just skipping ahead today. I didn't hear anyone having anything urgent to
I think
do.
so,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna, okay, I'm gonna skip
Yeah,
up ahead
someone
one day.
will-
So then enfeebled goes down 1, drained will go down 1, and we'll all have a good night's rest.
Is sound body the same as restoration? Is that just the updated?
I think they broke restoration apart into several spells that remove different conditions.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the same, but it is the spiritual successor.
Okay, so is restoration the older? Is it
Yep.
legacy?
Yep.
Okay, then I need probably sound body.
Yeah, because I had restoration. I had to replace it with sound body because that was like what bards could get. No.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, technically the legacy version of sound body, yeah, it's restore senses, but I think it got folded in with restoration. You have that.
Okay. I'm just preparing my spells here.
I'll just heal myself to the max since I still had spell slots and my medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just going to keep eating from my cornucopia because I can just keep refocusing and eating that until I'm at full.
Since we came back, you said in the afternoon, Simon?
Sorry, can you say it again, that last part? Since you came back, what?
You said we came back, the time where we came back was afternoon?
Yep.
We can like take 16 hours rest to make sure that enfeeble goes away.
Yeah, okay, so you would start the next day a little later than normal, but that works, yep.
It's not like we need to punch in into the walls, so...
Does the drained condition go away on resting?
Yes, one per rest.
Okay. Do we want to take like a couple of days to get rid of that, or are we just gonna go back in?
Ottardo votes for taking more days.
Okay. After the first night, how many more do you have? Because I only have one.
Ottardo has still 3.
I
Oh,
could,
yeah.
I could try to
Let's
sound
try
body
to
that
cast
away.
Sound Body on you.
Yeah.
I'll cast a 4th rank Sound Body to try to get rid of. Is it just 1 level?
I have no idea. I still have no idea how counteracts work. But I also will cast Sound Body on so Ottardo will double team him as a duet. What will you play?
Okay. I'm just gonna roll it. Oh my god. Oh, it sucks. It feels so bad.
Yeah.
Yep, none of those have an effect.
Then I guess we should probably rest another day, because I don't think we should go in with Ottardo at -3.
Okay. Skip ahead another day.
I mean, I could stand to try to do it again. So if at least if we are going to spend the whole day.
Right. Yeah,
doing it.
you might as well. I only
Please
prepared
spend-
it once,
okay.
so.
Yep, so you can try it again before the night's rest.
Oh
god. And then you take the night's rest, and then you can try it again, I guess.
I have 3 slots. I can do it 3rd time.
Oh, you can do it 3 times per day.
Yeah, do it
Okay.
again. That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually means I have to do the math. So it's I'll look up the Dread Wraith, which is the source of the effect. It's a 9th level creature. Half its level and round up to determine its counteract rank. Half its level is 4.5, round up is 5. That means that the DC is... They have everything on one page except for the DC.
Actually, for the DC, wouldn't you use the DC of whatever ability?
Well, oh, because you mean...
Like, if this came from an ability with a DC, then that's what you use, I think.
At the relative against the target's DC. If you're counteracting an affliction, the DC is in the affliction stat block. It's not, strictly speaking, an affliction. If it's a spell, it's not a spell. The GM can also calculate a DC based on the target effect's level. But I guess it makes sense. It's just that it's going to be harder, actually, to if we use that ability. So I want to avoid using that.
Yeah, let's not do that then.
Yeah.
So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the DC by level thing based on the creature's level. So it's a 9th level creature. So the DC to counteract is 26, which you beat. So it's a success. And counteract the target if its counteract rank is 5 or less. And as we just calculated, the counteract rank is 5. So drain goes down.
By 1?
I mean, each time, I think they are basically separate effects that stack, so I would say yes by 1.
Okay. Well, let's do it again then, because I have the 5th rank spell slots now.
Ta-ding. Soothe.
No, wait, the wrong one. But
That's
it
good to
wasn't
know.
help. Signature spells are good.
All right, doing the exact same numbers here. So once again, go down by 1.
All right. Well, Ottardo should be fine tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that's like a lot of sound therapy for Sir Ottardo.
A lot of those sound bath where you've got those bowls.
Yes. All right. So it's been, but we did use 2 days. You just kind of cracked into you cracked your spells for the day, right? So
Yeah.
you did go through 2 full nights. Okay. All right. So early in the day, though, Soma manages to remove that last little bit of drained feeling from Ottardo, and everyone is good to go back. Sandy is like, finally! But where do you want to go is the question. You can relatively easily go back to the elevator, or you could go back to that room where you fought the wisps going down the stairs. Where do you want to pick it back up?
Um,
So just to remind ourselves, so to the left, to the west, you have whatever is lurking in that lake to deal with, plus that snake creature, plus unknown going further south. And to the east, you have that room full of strange Darkland cultists that don't want you there. Where do you go?
I mean, the cultists feels like an easier time to me. At least we can like see what they're doing and not getting ambushed.
can we maybe see if anyone around here would have any idea what language those people speak?
Yeah, sure. You could do some research in the libraries or at Morlibin's Odd Stories, trying to figure out what they might be, what their language might be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would let you make recall knowledge checks essentially for the relevant skill.
Aren't they
Okay.
speaking in some language that you understand, Ottardo?
No, we backed away because we didn't understand them and we didn't want to just,
Oh,
crack
Yeah.
skulls.
You were
okay.
just going
I'll ask Whirlwind.
relevant. Yeah, that's good. So everyone who has a source can try the society as the relevant skill.
Society.
Vorlevin might not be too helpful with that. Yep, as we can see. Oh wait, no, that was a turn as well. Okay.
Let's see here. Society. Oh yeah, society.
No. Someone, do you want to help research?
Well, Soma is untrained in society, but she can try.
Yes, Sandy is probably back at work for a few days, but it's gonna casually talk to his fellow lumberjacks, but nobody has heard of anything. No, none of you research pans out. You can't figure out what kind of creatures there are, or what language it is that they speak. I mean, that's basically 1 day of research, and we spent 2 full days, right? No, we
Yeah.
spent 1 full day. 1 day that you came back, 1 full day, and we've just started the next day. So you could choose to spend another day researching.
I mean, do we really think they're going to tell us anything that we don't already suspect?
We could negotiate for passage through their place or whatever.
Okay. Well, maybe we just get a spell?
Well, yeah, I have a scroll of to comprehend language. I'm not sure that they will understand us in return.
Do you know of a spell that can let us speak? We do have gold.
Uh, I mean,
What?
I don't
Wait, it's
know.
no different spell. We held on the scroll so long that lots of nature changed around it.
I was about to say comprehend. I was about to say tongues, but I guess that's not a thing anymore.
It's called true speech now, though.
It's yeah,
True
tongues are now
speech.
the third level
that's-
translate apparently.
It's fifth level, and it's no, it's sixth level. What? Oh no, that's true sight.
No,
True
it should be fifth level. Yeah.
It's fifth
So,
level, and it's uncommon for some reason.
Yeah. Fifth level makes it out of reach for anyone in town, so you would have to have a scroll delivered from Absalom.
Well, I mean, we
Right.
probably could stand for getting the translate at first level because it allows us to speak the language, at least one of us.
Translate. You can understand the meaning of a single language and hearing or reading when you cast the spell. This doesn't let it understand codes, language, culture, metaphor, and the like. If the target can hear multiple, so it is tongues for shorter time and just one person. And at rank 2, no, rank 3 is what you need to get. The target can also speak the language. And that is a divine spell, rank 3. Yes, so Vandy would be able to cast that. Obviously, it wouldn't be helpful for her to cast it in town, but she could write a scroll for you, I guess. Would that be the best way to do it?
Well, yeah. Someone technically now can use the divine scrolls, so she probably would be able to cast it on Ottardo or on anyone.
Okay, so how much is a scroll of rank 3? Magic scroll. Scrolls price are based on level. But what is the price? God damn it. Obviously, it depends on the level. But where's the table?
I think under equipment, third rank, 30 gold.
30 gold. Okay, so 10% off, so 27 gold. Are you willing to spend that?
Yeah?
I suppose so. Yeah, and I think Soma will actually trade the second level of translate comprehend languages to Wendy as well.
You'll sell that, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe even scroll of paralyze as well because I keep holding it and nothing happens to use it. So
So
Okay, yeah.
I'll do it on the stash if you want. So it's minus 27. And then we get back 15 for level 3 scroll.
I think so.
And 6 for level 2 scroll. So that's 21. Okay.
So working on things here. Sorry. All right. Did you figure out the price for selling it? Did you say?
Half price. Yeah. I have the scrolls here.
I believe that's standard, right? Half price.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So you got the scroll. I put it into Soma's inventory. You should have the scroll of translate rank 3. And you can get rid of the scroll of paralyze and scroll of comprehend language if you sell that.
Yeah, I
one.
put them in the stash. Yeah.
All right. And with that in your pack, you decide to give it another go. You're prepared for diplomacy.
Yep.
At least one of you will be able to speak to them, which should be a big advantage in trying to negotiate safe passage. But will the cultists be reasonable? Or will they be, well, typical cultists? We shall find out next time.
All right.
Yep.
Why is it so dark here?